Swagged out, familiar, we bringing them gas out. I still got some racks stuffed in the trap house. Off the 42, I'm blowing her back out. I'm back out, bullshit. Been back with a full clip. They say
I'm back with another book review. I don't know if y'all tired of these because, listen, I have so many books that I cannot wait to talk about. But we back with another TikTok recommendation. The book I am reviewing today is Pretty Reckless. I think it's Pretty Reckless by Charity Farrell. I don't know, I'll put the book here. And girl, listen, people always post videos about books and they're like, oh, check the trigger warnings. I never do. I never do. I go into books blind sometimes, and y'all, I loved it. I'm sorry. I love this book. It didn't have the best ratings on Goodreads, but you know how the girls are. And it was very traumatizing. I'm not gonna lie. Well, the book itself wasn't traumatizing, but a lot of the subject matter, TW, SA, happens a lot in this book. The book is about this daughter of a politician, or like, I think he's a politician, and she has had a lot of trauma in her life, and she ends up, I think it was like, not an arranged marriage, but she's arranged to date the son of some other like rich dude because her father was working with him, and the dude was like really on drugs and tried to SA her, and she had went to therapy since she was a child because, well, I don't want to spoil the book, but basically when she was in therapy, she met this doctor, and she kind of told the doctor that she was SA'd when she was younger, and nobody believed her because her father would, you know, pay them off and be like, yeah, no, that's not true, she's lying. She was with an older man, and so hold on, y'all. Okay. She was with an older man, and her father was like, yeah, no, she's lying, she wasn't SA'd. They were dating and it was consensual. It was not. And so every time a doctor would take her seriously, or a therapist or psychologist or whatever would take her seriously, they would get fired. Her dad would pay them off. They would leave or get fired, or, you know, no longer be her psychologist. So we learned that at the beginning of the book, and she's running from her current boyfriend's house because he's high or whatever. He SA'd her, and he was trying to sleep with her, and she found out that he was cheating. And so that's when he was like, no, like, I still want to do it. And yeah, so she ran, and he got violent. I think he hit her. And so she ran, and so she calls the therapist from her childhood. And then the reason she gets his number is because she meets him at a Starbucks or something like a couple weeks prior, and she didn't know who else to call. She called him to pick her up, and basically he's like, he takes her to his house and like cleans her up. She's really badly beaten. She barely ain't got no clothes on because she got on like a little hoochie dress like me. And so he's like, I will help you, but you have to let me counsel you. Not like formally. So I've seen a lot of people complaining like, oh, he was abusing his client, patient, whatever, but she was never his patient. Like, she was his patient when she was younger, but now that they're an adult, and he sees that she has like trauma and issues that she's not talking about, because they have like a brief conversation, and he's like, I really want to help her. And so he just wants her to open up to him and actually like talk about her issues. So they have these meetings. They're not formal sessions. She's not paying him. They just have their meetings where she talks about what happened in her life and her father and etc. And so she agrees to do that. Well, she says no. She lies. She says yes. And then he helps her, blah, blah, blah. And then she tries to stand him up, and he's like, no, you need to come down here and we need to talk. So then she starts going to these sessions with him and talking about her problems. So that goes on for a while, and ooh, girl, she likes him. From the very beginning, she likes him. When she sees him at the coffee shop, she like, damn, he kind of fine, but I hate him, you know? And so he seems to be like, no, like, I just want to help you type deal. But later on in the book, we learned that he was attracted to her a lot of it, but he didn't want to, you know, take advantage of her because she was really upset when he was cleaning her up and she was beat up and all kind of craziness. The reason I got into this book was, y'all know how on TikTok they be having a little iMessage kind of like promos, or not promos, but you know, like they be having a little POV iMessage thingies. And so they had one of the phone scene. Bro, I'm not even a phone girl. The phone thing is kind of awkward to me. But that's what made me read this book. And that was one of the best scenes that I had ever read in a book. The phone scene, girl. And he all awkward. He wear glasses. He like real shy and cute and nerdy. Like, it wouldn't be my video if a car wasn't going by hella fast. But anyways, I love a nerdy dude. And he just seems so like nerdy and cute. And so when that happened, I was like, what is going on? Cause like he was like trying to keep it professional with her, and she was, girl, I had to wipe the sweat from my brow. It was good. It was good, y'all. And so after that, she goes to the session with him, and it's kind of awkward. Like, she don't even want to go because she's like, it's awkward. And he hung up like immediately after, and she's like, I don't know if I want to like talk to him. And it's like hella awkward, but then it's not hella awkward, and they talk about it. Well, they don't talk about it, but you know, they keep talking about her problems, and they kind of like breeze past it. And then what happened? I forgot what happened after that. But the rest of the book, things do happen to her. Like, she ends up in situations because of her father. Her father's a politician. He's also a really bad alcoholic. So she's dealing with that. And then her father really hates her mother, and she looks like her mother. So he does treat her pretty terribly. She wants to get her own place, but you know, she's a daughter of a politician. So she ain't got no money. She ain't got no house. If it wasn't for her father, she starts staying with hot therapist guy. She's still doing the sessions. And her father finds out, whole lot of drama. She gets a job or something to try to like make some money so she can get her own place. It's some plot twists that go on in this story, so I'm not gonna spoil that. But it's real cute. Like, I like the dude. I forgot his name because I read this book like a couple months ago, and yeah, it's real cute. He's also an artist. He's an artist, and the reason that he wants to kind of like help her, and he's always like, well, when he was fired or whatever for believing her when she was younger, he never forgot her because his brother had like some mental health issues. So that's what made him want to be a psychologist and like help her. And so like he felt really bad that he could not help her. And so he kind of like dedicated his life to, you know, helping people and things like that. But yeah, they do end up together. It is a happy ever after. It's not just trauma, because there was a lot of trauma in this book. Not gonna lie. But it wasn't like too bad to where it's like, I can't get through this. It wasn't that bad. But it was a really good story. I forgot his name, but he was fine. Like, he was fine, real nerdy, real tall, real cute. I feel like he wore cardigans a lot, which, you know, sometimes doing a cardigan, it be them cardigan dudes. I would give this book a 4.5. I give it a 4.5. It wasn't as bad as people were saying. I think they just couldn't get past the the dramatics of the situations in the book. But everything made sense. I think there was like 1 or 2 typos, you know. Of course, there's got to be a typo somewhere. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I would not read it again. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. No, that phone scene, I read it again. I'll read that shit again. Yeah, so that's all I gotta say about that one. Subscribe to be along for the ride. Of course, send me your recommendations in the comments. I will be diving into Colleen Hoover soon, because you know everybody be dick gobbling Colleen Hoover and they hate her for some reason. So we're gonna find out why, because I've never touched a Colleen Hoover book, and we're gonna figure it out, because I want to see if y'all just hating or if it's really that bad. And if it's not that bad, then guess what, y'all gonna hear all about it. So yeah, my socials are in the in the description. Go follow that. I'll be on Twitch, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.